Well, good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2019. My name is Stephen Wynn, and this is the Healing the Heart of America course. And today's topic is Israel and Palestine. Thank you. Israel and Palestine, and anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim energies that are going on in our country and in the world today. And I'll start by telling you exactly what my biases are here. So one is that I went to a meditation course in Israel in 1978, spent 2 months in the town of Safat. That's the home of the Kabbalah, the mystical branch of Judaism, and absolutely fell in love with Israel. That's on the one side. Other side, I hooked up and helped a group of Turkish Sufis and helped bring their teacher to Fairfield. Used the church as a vehicle to get him a visa, and I fell in love with them. And then I got very much involved with followers of Pir Vilayat Khan, the son of Hazrat Naid Khan. And so I have a strong Sufi background also. And I love them. So when I see this conflict between two groups that I love, it's just very hard on me. So it's a very tender topic for me today, and I hope we bring forth some vision that allows us all to love both sides of this equation. And of course, it's going to be the heart that does that, because my mind sees no simple solution. So let's start by moving into our hearts, our traditional saying good morning to our hearts. Sit up straight, feet flat on the floor, and just place your hands over your heart, one on top of the other. And perhaps notice where you are when you first start this process. It's a very fun experiment. Just what happens to us, what happens to our state when we connect with our hearts just briefly. And check to see, just by the simple act of putting our hands on our chest, if we don't start to feel the heartbeat in our palms and our fingertips. And again, notice, with no mental process whatsoever, no trying to do anything. Notice what your experience is right now after just sitting with your hands in your heart for 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. Did your level of inner quietness shift? Does the level of presence shift? Whatever you notice is perfect. But this is just the first taste of what happens when we begin this 18-inch journey from our head to our heart. Seems so short, but it's so profound as we make that move. Go ahead, when you're comfortable, let your hands move back into your lap. And let's begin the second process that we do. just a practice to begin moving into our hearts, to begin living from our hearts. Practice, I always like to say, comes out of the desert fathers and the desert mothers. Ancient God-realized beings from the 4th and 5th centuries who used breath and heart to achieve their remarkable state. It's a process of connecting the rhythm of our heart to the rhythm of our breath. And it results in moving into the state where we're connected to the rhythm of creation, to the pulsing of the electromagnetic field of the earth. And even this pulsing within us, the third pulse that we have of the cerebrospinal fluid, up and down the spine into the brain, will start to come into harmony with the same universal rhythm. I learned it from Perron and Susanna Baer, who brought it out in their book, Living from the Heart. And I'll just say, this is for the people in Iowa, that Perron is actually going to be in Des Moines the weekend of June 21st for a 2-day workshop. So I've left a postcard up front. Anyone can take a look at it, but I don't know if Susanna will be there or not, but Perron will be there. And you'll just get to meet a truly heart-centered individual and a great seer as well. So we begin by simply sitting up straight again, allowing our spine to become erect and our head to float freely on our neck in alignment. And just begin watching our breathing. Not changing it, just watching it. How free is it? How full is it? What nostril dominates? What's more open? What's less open? Perhaps notice if the inhale is more free than the exhale, or vice versa. And once we spent this little bit of time adoring our breath, being with our breath, grateful for our breath, let's begin to use it. And we do this first by exhaling fully and inhaling fully. When we exhale, pull the stomach muscles all the way back towards the spine, as far as is comfortable. And the inhale, the full inhale happens automatically. when it's comfortable, let's begin the process of connecting the rhythm of our breathing to the rhythm of our heartbeat. So it means just begin to notice your heartbeat within yourself. If you've never done this before, it's okay. It'll come very quickly. Or you can simply use your fingers on your pulse, on your wrist or your throat. You could also hold your breath a little bit, and you'll feel your heartbeat very quickly. Traditionally, we inhale to the count of 6 or 8 heartbeats, whatever is comfortable for you. And then exhale to the count of 6 or 8 heartbeats. Use 4 if it's more comfortable, or 10 or 12. I'll just say 8. So inhale to 8 heartbeats. And exhale to 8 heartbeats. As you sink into this very deep rhythmic state, just begin to notice the sense of balance it creates. These desert fathers and mothers, the Abbas and Ammas of antiquity, used this state to draw nearer to the divine, to love Jesus. Mystics of every tradition use it knowingly or unknowingly in the pursuit of their connection to the divine. A scientist will use this state to unravel the mysteries of creation. An artist uses this state to express the celestial beauty of creation. A mechanic will use this state to become one with the machine that he is designing or fixing. An educator can use it to impart the perfect inspiration and knowledge at just the right moment. Whatever your field, this state amplifies our power, our effectiveness. And we'll use this state to heal the wounds of our heart, and then go on to heal the wounds in the heart of America. And keep up this deep rhythmic breathing. And over the weeks of this course so far, we've found ways to deepen this experience. First, we explored the dimensions of the heart, front and back, left and right, up and down, the interior dimension. And then we explored the breathing patterns to the 5 elements: ether, fire, air, water, and earth. These 5 great elemental powers that form the basis of creation. And then we added, if you so choose, a name to invoke along with a heartbeat from whatever your tradition is. If you're a Sufi, it'll be Allah. Christian, it might be Jesus or Mary, Abba or Amma. Hindu, it might be Rama, Krishna, Kali, Durga, whatever it is for you, Lakshmi. Buddhist or Taoist have your own divine beings. Yesterday we started the practice of what's called the square breath, where we do very gently and easily with no strain. We inhale to the count 4, 6, 8 beats, and then hold for twice that amount, then exhale again to the same amount. So we might, as a beginner, we might inhale for 4 heartbeats, hold for 8 heartbeats, exhale for 4 heartbeats. 4, 8, 4, 6, 12, 6, 8, 16, 8. So whatever is comfortable for your pace, let's just explore that again. And I'll use 6 just to count for a little bit here. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then inhale, whatever your pace is, and let's just do this for a bit. It's important we never strain or struggle holding the breath. If you need air, you just take a breath. It's okay. The rhythm is what's most important. It isn't how long we hold our breath, it's the rhythm. But you will find over time, we culture the heart to hold the breath, where it's easy to hold the breath for longer and longer periods. But we want that to happen naturally, easily, effortlessly. And just take a notice now, breathing with this particular rhythm. What's your experience internally? How quiet are you? How connected to your body are you? To your heart? And now let's spend just a minute or two expanding our heart in preparation for the healing of the wounds within our hearts. So here we just want to breathe into our hearts. We inhale, we fill our hearts full of energy. And as we exhale, just allow your heart field to expand outside the boundary of your skin. We think we ended our skin, but we're really this vast energetic body. So I'm going to start this process of feeling that. Inhale, fill up with energy. Exhale, allow that to expand out even further. And in the beginning, you may just sense 3 inches or 12 or 18 inches. And that's fine. That's a great step. It's a great step. And you may find that it's possible to push it out even further. Inhale into your heart and allow that energy, just allow it to expand to fill the room. And inhale again and allow that energy to expand out again even further, maybe filling the city, the county, or the state. Inhale again, just by intention. Allow it to fill the country, the world, maybe go to the far reaches of creation. And as we do this more and more, we begin to recognize and experience the absolute infinity of our energetic body. That our heart is the center point of our world. And our world is infinite. And from the perspective of our hearts, is it okay with us if we look at our world and just say yes to it? Yes. The heart includes everything. Now, from this expanded place, let's explore our own personal history or our own current experience. So my invitation here is to look at your life and ask if you've ever been discriminated against. Have you ever been discriminated against because you were a kid? Have you ever been discriminated against because you're a woman? Or of a certain ethnic background? Or of a certain economic background? Have you been discriminated against by the economic and political system we live in? Or because of your race? Wherever you find that, and if you don't find it, that's okay, or if you find something else going on in your life, where you've just been judged and excluded and hated, Or let's go back to our childhood. Were we ever excluded in school? You're not one of us. Could you welcome up whatever feeling is there? Get in touch with your reactiveness to that memory or that experience that's maybe going on right now. Did you like it? It's pretty clear. Most people would say no. Could you welcome up that disapproving feeling and notice it by resisting what happened? We lock it into our memory. We hold on to that energy. Even if we think we don't hold grudges, if we're judging the other person, the ones who excluded us in school as a child, we're holding on to that. So could we welcome up all that energy and just be with it? When we feel this energy and we allow it to be there rather than resisting it, it's a form of loving it. And just watch it begin to dissolve. And you realize how much work it is to resent someone. We've been resenting that person all of our life on a very subtle level, and that takes energy. And when we let go of that resentment, that energy is ours to use. And let's go to the other side of this. When have we discriminated against someone because of their race? And it could be very subtle there. Could just be, I'm more comfortable with this person than this black person, or this Hispanic person, or this Asian person, or whatever it is. Or have we ever excluded someone? You're not part of this group. You don't belong here. Go back to some memory like that. Welcome up that feeling. And how does it feel from the perspective of your heart? To exclude, to judge. Could we notice that feeling? Notice we don't like it, and just be with it, and either let it go, or another way to manage our energy is to notice where we feel that energy in our body, some sensation. Could be very faint, or maybe we just feel it in our general field. But either way, the invitation is to pull that energy into our hearts and let our heart transform it into some divine quality. I'm going to pick oneness or unity today for the moment. So all of this exclusionary, judgmental separation energy, let's ask that question. Who do I want to be separate from? Who is it when I'm walking down the street and I see them coming, I internally recoil and say, oh no, I don't want to talk to this person? Or who in our family? Who do I resist in my family? Can we go to this place of feeling separate, wanting to be separate, and notice that when we take that into our heart, the heart feels very strange with this. Does not compute. Could we let that wanting to be separate energy shift into oneness? Would it be okay if I felt oneness with that Jewish person, with that Muslim, with that Hispanic? Would it be okay if I lived in oneness with all of humanity? And let's take this up to the world stage. And America is so much a part of Israel-Palestinian conflict. And we're so divided in our own country. So check to see if you have any judgment against Israel or against Palestine. And let me stir the pot a little bit. If you look at the map of Israel from 1948, when the United Nations first granted statehood to these small pockets of land throughout Palestine, you look at a map and there's just these little pockets of parts that are considered Israel, not even connected. You have the war, 1948, generally portrayed in the press as the Palestinians trying to push the Israelis out entirely. The Israelis survive, claim a big chunk of land, claim more land in 1967, more land 1973, and the map just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And now all these Palestinians are stuck on this little square, oblong Gaza strip without a country, without a home. You've got a West Bank. And of course, that's on the anti-Israel side, and you look at the anti-Palestine side, and you go, wow, here's a group of people that are, all they do is they spend all the money they get on weapons to destroy Israel. They live in absolute poverty. They impoverish their people. They send over suicide bombers. They send rockets. What would we do if warlords in Mexico started sending rockets into El Paso? So just both sides, check your judgments. And ask our mind if it sees a solution. Israelis are bound and determined. It's their home. It's been their country 2,000 years ago was their land. Palestinians, it's their land. And the Palestinian leadership cannot yield to a two-state solution. The minute any of the political leaders in Palestine and Gaza agree to a two-state solution, the mullahs, the religious leaders, will issue death warrants for betraying Islam. This is just a reality over there. They can't. There we have it. So first, check inside of yourself, as I was trying to stir the pot about the hopelessness of this situation and the ugliness of it. How do you feel about the suicide bombers, the rockets? How do you feel about the pounding by the Israelis in response, the bombing, the drone strikes? children, women are killed. They try not to, but it happens. And the Palestinians use children and women to protect. How do you feel about that? Whatever that brings up within us, whatever horror, whatever shame, whatever, how could they? Could we welcome this into our hearts? Notice that we separate ourselves from them when we say, how could they? We're saying we're better than they are, that we wouldn't do that. But I ask you, if we were in their shoes, would we be behaving any differently? The Palestinians are freedom fighters, protecting their land, reclaiming their land, throwing off and invading militant people. The Israelis are coming home and protecting their own. How different would we be if we were there living there? And check to see if there's some sense of moral superiority within ourselves. I wouldn't do that. And yet, who can say if we were living there? Could you welcome that energy up and shift it into oneness? And shift it even more into oneness. Could we allow this value of oneness, of harmony, of love, to expand within our hearts? And could we allow ourselves to let go of disapproving of the Israelis? Could we let go of disapproving of the Palestinians? Both in a very difficult no-win situation. Could we let go of disapproving of them some more? And even more. And even more. And because judging, disapproving has not solved anything, would it be okay with us if we turned that upside down and just added love and approval to the situation? Would it be okay with us if we sent love and approval to the Israelis? And could we send even more love and approval to Israel, all the people living there, Jews and Arabs alike? And notice how much better it feels for us to be sending love and approval than it does for us to feel the judgment and the hopelessness. It's our best strategy. And could we send some love and approval to Palestine, to the Muslims, the Arabs, the Palestinians? And could we send even more love and approval? And more love and approval. And more love and approval. Could we allow love and harmony to be the foundation for peace in the Middle East? And we mentioned earlier, and in effect, could we ask our mind if our mind has a solution there? And really it doesn't. Given that there's no obvious solution here, would it be okay with us if we simply surrendered this whole situation to the power of love, to the universal heart, that source field of all creation, whatever term we want to use for it? Could we just say, I'm going to love everyone involved and allow the universe to resolve the situation? Could we allow so much love to pour into this situation that there is peace between the Jews and the Palestinians? This is one of these things where the people closest to us are the ones we hate the most. They're cousins, the Jews and the Palestinians. Similar language groups. Ancient history is going way back. Would it be okay if this is the place that leads the world to peace? That the seemingly irreconcilable differences can be reconciled through love. And all we're doing is we're setting an intention from this place of love within our own heart. That the fear dissolves, the hatred dissolves, only love remains. And this becomes an economic and cultural miracle there in the Middle East. Jerusalem, metaphysically, is considered to be the heart chakra of the world. Could we allow there to be peace in the heart of the world and watch the incredible creativity of this country, these peoples shine forth to bless all of humanity? Open borders there. Just love. Love with resulting harmony, beauty, prosperity. And let's just let that picture resonate in our heart, and then we let it go so the universe can fulfill it. And could we allow that same love and harmony in our own lives? That we become walking hearts, pouring love all through the day, where we work, where we play, where we spend time with our families, where we shop, whatever it is, that we are that embodiment of love. And with our attention deeply within our hearts, with the energy of our feet connected to the earth so we're completely grounded, can we just take a moment and be in gratitude for this love and harmony so present right now. And then, when it's comfortable, please open your eyes. So this ends the formal part of our class. In the optional part, I'm happy to stay and work with people who might be stirred up about this topic or any other topic.
I would like help, Stephen.
Wonderful. Welcome.
It's Jessica.
Jessica, welcome. Thank you so much for calling, for saying hello.
Thank you. I'm in a state of distress, I would say, and everything that you just said, I could just plug in names of family members, and I feel like I'm in battle. I know ultimately I'm in conflict with myself. I want to be nonviolent. I feel violent in my emotions right now.
Yes. Yes. So, anybody else here feel that way? Okay. So first, Jessica, it may be a little bit of comfort to know you're not alone here.
Thank you.
Yeah. We've all been there. And are you disapproving of yourself for these feelings?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And does that disapproval make them go away?
No.
No. No. So you've got a choice now. You can either choose to be negative and stay disapproving and angry, or you could be positive and loving. Which would you prefer?
I would prefer to be positive and loving.
Yes. Yeah, it's a pretty obvious choice, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So let's begin by welcoming up all your disapproval feelings towards yourself.
Okay.
Okay? Can you welcome up all those feelings, and everyone else go right along with this? Wherever you're disapproving of yourself for anything. Some of us are violently angry at our habits. Okay? Whatever it is, we want to go there. Jessica is leading us deeply within ourselves. That's what these individual people do when they call in upset. It's really a gift to all of us. So Jessica, can you welcome up that disapproval energy?
Yes.
And do you feel it in your body, or your field, or what? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel it in my solar plexus and in my throat.
Good. So would it be okay with you if you move that energy into your heart?
Yes.
Good. And can you move it some more?
Okay, yes.
And would it be okay with you if your heart shifts that energy into some divine quality?
Yes.
And what quality would you like that to grow in your life?
Compassion.
Good. So can you welcome up this energy, move it into your heart, and allow yourself to have compassion for yourself?
Yes.
Yes. And could you allow yourself to have even more compassion?
Yes.
And is the energy still moving from your solar plexus in your throat?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you if this is an easy process?
Yes, that would be great.
It would be great, wouldn't it? So
It would be.
Yeah. Do you see that little shift? I could hear in your voice. What looked like a huge, big thing, now it's okay if it's easy.
Yeah, I think I made a commitment to myself to punish myself for being bad. So
yeah.
I was holding the energy instead of letting it go, even though I was trying to release it.
Yes. Fabulous. So is it okay with you, and I'm asking this for everyone on the phone, everyone here, is it okay if you find where you want to punish yourselves, where you want to use punishment as motivation? Okay?
Yes.
Yes. And how smart is that, Jessica?
It is really not smart at all. It expends so much energy. I related so much to what you said earlier about it's difficult to hold resentment and bitterness. It's exhausting.
Exhausting, yes. And self-punishment is exactly the same thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Exhausting. So could you imagine yourself, just to go to the far positive side here, could you imagine yourself letting go of this habit of punishing yourself?
Yes, I would love to let go of that habit.
Is that okay with everyone else? We just let go of that habit, and every time we touch it, we go, oh, here's this old tool that I used to use, and I don't need it anymore.
Right.
Because it has served a purpose whether we understand it or not. Right? So could you have compassion for yourself for using these old tools?
Yes.
Yes. Could you have even more compassion for yourself?
Yes.
How is that energy in your solar plexus and throat doing right now?
It's still pretty strong.
Good.
And my throat is still pretty constricted.
Good. Can you love the fact that it's very strong?
Yes. I don't really feel that, but I'm going to say yes because that's what I'm supposed to do in this process.
Okay, the thing is, here's the thing. Two things go on there. One is, it's okay to say no, all right? And the other is, it is more powerful to say yes. Because when you say yes, you're directing the energy. You're saying, this is the direction we're going in. Okay?
Yeah. Yes. I want to go in the positive direction.
Yes, so you're just making that choice when you say yes like that. You're not saying you're going to be perfect about it, are you?
That's right. That's right.
You're not saying you're going to be perfect and it's going to happen in 30 seconds, or that you're going to be perfectly love it. You're just moving in that direction. So all that energy, Jessica, your body has stored for you, right?
Yes.
And now you're saying, your mind is saying to your body, bad body, how could you?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So could you acknowledge the wisdom and intelligence of your body?
Yes.
Yes. And our mind may not understand it, but I assure you,
I've done this with enough people. The body has its reasons. Okay? And it's been safer for the body to hold this energy than it has been to release it.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So could you give your body some love and approval for doing this incredible service for you that you blame it for?
Yes.
Yes. Could you give your body and mind both some love and approval here?
Yes.
Yes. And give them more love and approval.
Yes.
And is it safe for this energy to shift now?
Honestly, I don't really feel safe.
Gotcha. Good. Good. So can you welcome up that unsafe feeling?
Yeah, I think it feels, or I sense I'm afraid of the potential violence within me, or the violence that I am experiencing within myself.
Yes.
So I guess I'm trying to be vigilant.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So what I'm hearing here is that, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, is that some part of you is afraid that if you welcome this energy, that you might turn into a violent, raging person.
Well, actually, I think I already believe that about myself, that I already am that, and that I'm masquerading as a nice person.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm nice, but I know how I am, like, at home with my teenagers who are in bad Joe-tish periods. I'm tired of dealing with teenagers who are in bad Joe-tish periods. Okay? So there's this, like, violence stewing inside of me.
Yes.
So I'm trying to wall it off.
Yes. Yes. And, boy, we all got that energy, Jessica. That was great. We all felt it. We're right there with you. Okay? And we've all had the same experience. So you're articulating who we are. So that fear that if you allow your energy to reveal itself, will turn you into a violent, raging person.
Yeah, I think you summed it up nicely.
Yes, good. So
it seems ridiculous, but yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. And first of all, can you acknowledge that fear?
Yes, it's terrifying. I'm terrified of that.
Yes. Can you just respect that fear?
Yes. And now I'm tearing up, and this is the point in your work earlier with the group when you asked if we could offer love to both the Israelis and the Palestinians, and for even what they have done. And I'm like, of course I can do that. And then I'm like, why am I not doing that for myself?
Oh, my goodness. We love to beat ourselves up, don't we? Right? Jessica? Why aren't I good enough?
Say again? Say again.
We love to beat ourselves up, don't we?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Could you let
Right.
go?
That's beating myself up.
Yes. Could you let go of beating yourself up?
Yes.
And let go of it some more.
Yes.
And let go of it some more.
Yes.
Okay. And from here, you sense the quietness here. Can you go back to the fear you have? It's a big, powerful point, Jessica. We all have it. Of who I might be if I don't control myself carefully. right? We're all afraid of that person.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, we all have it. I assure you, you're not alone.
Absolutely.
Okay. And can you just breathe into that and honor the fear? Let the fear be there. And again, understand that your body, mind, intelligence put that there for a reason, for your own survival.
Yes. Yes. I get that. I totally get that in this moment. Yes. I can honor and respect that. I can value that and appreciate that.
Yes. And so we've all had this strategy of using fear to protect us and to motivate us, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. And honestly, it's worked for us to some degree. Yes?
Yes. In certain times and places and situations, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want to honor that. We want to respect that. And is it okay with you, Jessica, if you shift into using new tools now that you've evolved and grown over the decades?
Yes.
It is okay.
I'm very excited about that possibility.
Yes. Gotcha. Perfect. So even with all the fear, because there's some deep fear here, okay? Even with all the fear, is it okay with you to move into a place of love?
Yes.
So you also have deep pools of love within yourself, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yes. So you look at the deep fear, you look at the deep love. Would it be okay with you if your heart could expand and allow both to exist within yourself and be at peace?
You're saying to allow these things to simultaneously coexist within me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I give myself permission. Yes.
Permission for that. All right. Now we can also give ourselves permission. I'm inviting you here to welcome up the fear and let's shift into more compassion. Okay?
Yes.
We're
yes.
really on two levels. One is the practical, immediate, how do I deal with this energy? Okay? And that's energy that's built up over the space of decades or who knows how far back, right?
Right.
Okay? And yet, at the same time, we also have this love.
Yes.
All right? Is it okay with you if the balance shifts towards love?
Yes.
Yes. And that as we live our life, we allow more and more the pools of hate and anger and rage and fear to shift towards love. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes. And could you love yourself even if you have this so-called negative energy?
Yes.
And could you love yourself some more?
Yes.
And your children who are in these bad astrological periods and having all sorts of trouble, can you recognize or could you give them the freedom to, or could you just recognize that they also are this mixture of love and fear?
Yes.
Right. They have them both, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Could you have compassion for them?
Yes.
Yes. And could you have even more compassion?
Yes.
Yes. And could you let go of trying to control them?
Yes.
Yeah. That trying to control, wanting to control, doesn't really work, does it?
No, it's like it gives a fake sense of security and safety. It's not real, though.
Not real. So, are your children more likely to respond to you and your wisdom, your experience, which you certainly have, if you're greeting them with love or with when you're trying to control them?
Love.
No, we know that, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So is it okay with you if you look at your children as being a huge gift in terms of your spiritual progress?
Yes. Yes, they are.
They are, aren't they, right?
Yes.
So they bring up your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they do, we know it. And is it okay with you if every time they bring up your stuff, you welcome that up and shift it into love?
Yes.
Yeah. So here you have your kids. You don't even have to pay them for this. They show you your stuff, and you can shift it into love.
Yeah.
And what kind of a mother would you be if you respond with love?
That's the goal. It's wonderful.
That is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how do you feel right now?
Better.
Okay. So what's in the way of your feeling complete love right now? What's coming up for you?
There's still some tension and anxiety, I think.
Gotcha. So where do you still feel that in your solar plexus in your heart?
That has shifted. It's moved. I guess it's the solar plexus is better. That moved into the heart. It's shifting the energy. The constriction in my throat is shifting down. There's still a little bit in the throat, and now it's like across my shoulders. And so the tension is moving down towards my heart. It's like, honestly, I feel like I'm wearing a yoke. It's like a burden.
Gotcha. So first of all, can you give yourself some love and approval because you seem to have transformed some big pools of energy here?
Yes, absolutely. Mhm.
Good. So this is a big thing. So this
yes, it is.
This yoke. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay. So you feel like you're yoked to your kids?
You nailed it. While I was listening to part of the call earlier, I had the aha moment that I don't want this responsibility,
Yes.
that I feel burdened in this moment, in this day, in this week, in this Jyotish period of my sons.
Right. So there, and you know, this is teenagers too. So whether it's Jyotish or not, you know, we can all relate to this. So how do you feel about that feeling? Where you don't say,
The feeling of being burdened?
Yes.
Well, it's not quite feeling guilty or ashamed, but it's I think it's more like I feel torn or tormented by that. It's kind of crushing because I adore my children. I love my children. I wish I felt for my children. I want to feel for myself what I feel for my children. So it's like I'm projecting my own discomfiture with myself on my kids when they're behaving in a way that I can totally get it, why they're behaving the way they are. And it's like I spin out of control because I know I don't like that quality or behavior within myself.
Yes.
So I'm tormenting myself over that.
Perfect. So can you feel that feeling? And is that solving the problem for you?
No, it is not.
Gotcha. So is it okay with you, first of all, if you let go of disapproving of that feeling?
Oh, good idea, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And let go of disapproving of some more.
Yes.
Yeah, and here we go back to, could you honor your body, mind, intelligence? For whatever reason, it chose to hold on to that feeling rather than let it go.
Yes.
Okay? And just, could you move into a place of compassion again?
Yes. I feel it. Yes.
Yeah. Compassion for yourself. Compassion for,
yes.
Compassion for your children.
Yes.
Okay? Because they are perfectly showing to you the energies inside of yourself, right?
Absolutely. Perfect mirrors. Absolutely.
So could you love them for that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
And can you let go of blaming them for doing that?
Yes.
Right. They're doing their job, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
And they're doing it impeccably, it sounds like.
You've got it. Yep.
Okay. So could you honor how impeccable your children are?
That is the best turnaround ever. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And can you go back to when you were a teenage girl?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. And were you perfect?
I've already intellectually gone through this with myself, that they're behaving very similarly to the way I did as a teenager.
Oh, imagine that.
I know. It's
Yeah.
not a surprise.
So all this just becomes your playing field, and let's make it play instead of a place of work. Your playing field to become bigger than all these emotional energies in your body.
Ah, yes. Okay.
This is just your playing field, and can you make it a game? Let it be a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Where,
Yes.
you know, the kids are going to do this, and score one for the kids, or score one for me for moving into love and approval.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a sense sometimes that you're just a little bit competitive.
That is a fact.
That's a fact, right? So is it okay if you allow yourself to win this game?
Yes. Oh, I like that even more.
Yes.
Hey, I had to fight tooth and nail. Only girl, youngest child. Yes, I'm competitive.
Yeah. There you go. And it's okay if you win here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay if you move into being a complete person of love.
Yes.
All the while honoring the value of these pools of energy within us.
Yes.
Okay. Now I get a very clear yes there.
Yeah, I feel fantastic right now. This was huge. What you just did there at the end with the turnaround about my kids being impeccable and this being a game and could I win, and acknowledging my competitiveness and like being okay with being competitive and having it fucking work for me. This is a miracle. I can't believe this.
All right, let's put this down. We work miracles here.
I am so excited. All that energy just got released in my body, and I feel like I could just go accomplish anything right now.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Oh, my God. This is so delicious.
Thank you. You know, you really brought us to very deep places, Jessica. Thank you so much.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. So it's 10:15. What should we do? More energy to come up or call it a morning? Anyone on the phone? We love the phone people. We just love you.
Stephen?
Yes.
It's Eileen.
Eileen, welcome.
Thank you. This was amazing. There's something that got stirred for me, and as you were doing the work, it's about the need to be right, and I was seeing that through the whole meditation. I mean, it came after, and then I asked, what is that rooted in? And it's the need for survival.
Yes.
And
yes.
so that's the essence of it.
Yes. So where do you need to be right?
Oh, it's just a kind of an automatic thing sometimes in conversation, and when I felt it now, it just felt like, okay, that's rooted in survival, wanting to survive.
Where do you feel unsafe?
Just because of my financial situation.
Oh, okay. Okay. So can you welcome that feeling of being unsafe because of your finances?
Yes.
And do you dislike your finances, your financial situation?
I do.
Right. Okay, and has that brought in more money, that disliking?
No.
No, it hasn't. Yeah. And are people more likely to want to do business with you if you are fearful for your survival and disliking, or if you are loving and present?
Yeah. For me, it's about really realizing the freedom comes from within. It doesn't matter. It's not dependent on anything on the outside. It's really getting that all the way through.
Is it okay with you? You get that all the way through.
Yes.
Yeah. And could you be even more okay with that?
Yes.
More okay with that?
Yes.
Could you allow yourself to open up the very deepest levels of your heart to all the abundance in creation?
Yes.
Yes. And is there any clutching with that, Eileen? Any disbelief? Any, where is it? When's it going to come?
Yeah, it would be the how, the disbelief.
The disbelief. Good. So that disbelief, does that bring money in?
No.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
So could you welcome up that disbelief?
Yeah.
And could you let that come into your heart and show up? I'm going to say the word faith, or whatever quality you want. Certainty. Could you allow that to show up as certainty?
Yes. It feels like the word is connection.
Connection. Good. Could you allow that to show up as connection with abundance?
Yeah. Connection with self.
I'm sorry, connection with what?
Self. The
self.
Capital S.
Connection with self. Good. So again, the disbelief that it's possible for money to show up in your life easily, effortlessly, serendipitously. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the truth is, we live our lives, and most of the time it doesn't happen that way. But then it does sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I really know it can.
Yeah, you really know it can. We all do. It's all happened to all of us. And ask the mind if it knows how that happens.
No, the mind doesn't know at all.
Mine doesn't know. It's happening on some level. It happens here. I mean, it's sort of unfathomable, isn't it? And is it okay with you if on the level of the heart, you allow your heart to magnetize prosperity and abundance to you right now?
Yes.
Yeah. And all you're doing is you're setting an intention there. You're saying, I'm allowing this doorway to be opened. And whatever comes through can come through.
Yeah, because, I think where I mess it up is I keep thinking I have to do more, and what's been helpful in how you've commented is the importance of handing it over and letting the universe, like letting the divine do its part.
Yes. So good. You brought up this whole thing about doing this. I have to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying to, I'm all in favor of using common sense and doing what's right and smart and all that sort of thing. Don't get me wrong. But on an energetic level, can you welcome up this sense, this feeling that if I don't do it, nothing's going to happen?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's it. We all have that because in most day-to-day activity, that's just how it works. You want a glass of water, you go to the sink and you get a glass of water, right? You do something. Okay? But is it okay with you if you welcome up this sense of doing, that I have to do this, and let it go, surrender it to the universe?
Yes.
Yes. And could you do that again? This sense of doing this, I have to do it, it's a deep old pattern. Have you ever had that thought when you were younger? One way this is going to happen is if I do it, or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. It's all.
How old were you when that first started to show up for you?
Oh, I felt like I was born into that.
Born into that. Okay. And wherever, as deep as it goes within you, you want to go back as far back and as deep as you can and address it there. Is there any disapproval of that structure inside of yourself?
No, it feels like it's loosening up because it's the real deep acceptance of knowing it's already all here. It's already all here, and it's opening to that.
Oh, good. So is that okay with you if that opens even more?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you open that even more?
Yes, I can feel it starting to open in my heart.
Nice. And once that's fully opened, will that make it less likely or more likely for abundance to show up on the surface of your life?
Yes.
More likely, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how open is it on a scale of 1 to 100, with 100 being completely open?
80.
80. Good. Is it okay with you, and it's just your decision here, to let go of anything that's keeping that from being fully open and allow it just to open up completely?
Yes.
Yeah. Seems to be some vestige of disbelief. It could be this easy, or I can do this if it's not going to work anyway. We want to find all those feelings and realize they're just feelings.
Yeah.
Just feelings. And let them transform into openness. Did you allow that to go to 90% open?
Yes.
Yes. And all that resistance to life being easy, would you just look at that and love it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just old stuff, old energy, old patterns. Don't need them anymore. It's okay to shift them. Would you allow yourself to go to 100% open to receiving the great blessings of the universe?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You at 100% there?
Party time.
Party time.
Party time.
All right. Thank you for taking us there, Eileen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay. So you guys, it's 10:25. Let's call it a morning. So I'm going to unmute everyone and say hello.
Hello. Hello. Bye.
Hi, Stephen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So happy.
Thank you.
Lots of love. Yeah, feel your love very strongly. Okay. Let's stop this recording.